My child, what I'm about to do in your life will not follow the timeline you imagined. It will not take the path you planned, and it will not arrive when others think it should. It will come sooner. But hear me, the key is obedience, not sacrifice, not striving, not performing. Obedience. When I speak, obey without delay. Because every time you obey me, you unlock something in the spirit that would have taken years without it. You keep asking me to move faster, but I'm asking you, will you move first? Miracles don't respond to begging, they respond to alignment. And alignment comes when you stop negotiating with my instructions and start moving by faith. There is a version of your life that's already complete in heaven. But obedience is what brings it into your now. You don't need more signs. You don't need another confirmation. You don't need to wait until everything feels right. You just need to trust me. Because I will never call you to do something without also releasing the grace to fulfill it. I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm trying to accelerate you. What you thought would take years, I can do in days. What you thought was delayed is actually being prepared for early release. Yes, early. Because when you obey, you skip the line. You bypass man's system. You walk under heaven's timing. And heaven's timing always favors obedience. Some of you are standing at the edge of your breakthrough, but fear has frozen your feet. You've heard me clearly. You've felt me nudging you. You've cried out for clarity, but what you really need now is courage. Obedience is courage in action, even when it doesn't make sense, even when others don't agree, even when you don't see the full picture. The miracle will not wait forever. It is ready. But are you? You say you're waiting on me, but I've been waiting on you. Waiting for you to trust the instruction, to forgive when it's hard, to give when it feels risky, to speak what I placed in your mouth, to walk away from what I told you to leave. Your obedience is the currency of acceleration. I will not delay your blessing, but I will not force it into disobedience, because what I'm bringing to you is holy, and holiness demands order. You want divine timing? Then walk in divine obedience. Every time you say yes, you cut through the resistance. You silence the enemy. You signal heaven to release what's been held back. Some doors are voice activated. Some miracles are motion activated. But all obedience unlocks favor. You don't need to know where the path leads. You just need to know I'm leading it. And I am. I'm not leading you to a dead end. I'm not leading you to disappointment. I'm not leading you to failure. I'm leading you to fulfillment, to miracles that arrive ahead of schedule, to blessings that will make your head spin. Yes, it will come suddenly, but only after you move swiftly. I love you too much to let you stay stuck, and I'm speaking now to shake you loose, because the window is open. And I want you to move through it before it closes. Your delay is not just about timing, it's about trust. Do you trust me enough to obey before it makes sense? Do you trust me enough to step out even if it costs you? Because what you lose through obedience is nothing compared to what I'll replace it with. I'm not taking from you. I'm making room. Room for joy. Room for favor. Room for what I've really prepared for you. You've been praying for the miracle. Now I'm asking you for the obedience. And if you give me that, you won't have to wait long. When you obey me, you're not just following instructions. You're stepping into identity. You become who I always said you were. You become a vessel I can trust. You become a carrier of glory. You see, I don't bless rebellion. I don't pour out oil on disobedience, but when I see a heart that says yes, even when it's hard, I release what eyes have not seen, and what ears have not heard. Because that kind of obedience, it shakes heaven. It causes angels to move. It triggers divine intervention. It accelerates time itself. Yes, there is a miracle on the way, but it can come sooner if you stop hesitating. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to be willing to trust me over your emotions, willing to move when I say move, willing to give when it makes no sense, willing to go when others stay behind. You've been asking me to make the path easy, but I never said it would be easy. I said it would be worth it. Because every step you take in obedience is a step out of delay and into destiny. You don't realize it yet, but something's already shifting in the spirit. The moment you decided to listen, I started unlocking doors. The moment your heart surrendered, I started speeding up what was once slow. Obedience is the language of acceleration. It shortens the waiting room. It pulls the future into the now. You were never meant to stay in that dry place. You were never meant to live stuck between prayers and promises. That's why I'm stirring you now. That's why you feel this urgency. Because the miracle is close, but your movement brings it closer. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Obedience creates its own weather. I control the winds. I control the rains. And when you step out, I will shift everything to make the way clear. But you must step, even if your knees shake, even if your voice trembles, even if no one goes with you. Because obedience is not about applause, it's about agreement. Will you agree with me, even if others doubt you? Will you agree with my plan, even when it costs comfort? Because what's coming is not cheap, it's not small, it's not ordinary, and that kind of miracle only responds to radical obedience. This is not the season to be passive. This is the season to partner with me. You've prayed for favor. Now walk like you have it. You've prayed for healing. Now obey the steps I give you. You've prayed for increase. Now sow what I tell you, where I tell you. I am not withholding. I am waiting for your obedience to match your request. Because when those two align, release is inevitable. Yes, I can do it suddenly. Yes, I can make it happen overnight. Yes, I can do in one day what would take man 10 years. But I move when faith moves, and faith without obedience is still on pause. You think I'm silent, but I've already spoken. You think I'm distant, but I'm closer than your breath. You think I'm slow, but I'm just waiting for you to agree with what I already promised. And when you do, everything will change, suddenly, swiftly, supernaturally. Because your obedience doesn't just bless you, it sets off a chain reaction. Your yes is connected to others. Your breakthrough will unlock theirs. Your step will light the way. So don't delay. Don't overthink what I've made clear. Don't second guess what I confirmed in your spirit. Don't wait for another sign when my voice has already thundered. Obey and watch me move faster than you thought possible. Because the miracle is not delayed, it's waiting for your yes. There are some things I cannot release until you release what I told you to let go of. You're holding on to what's familiar, but I'm calling you into what's greater. And the greater can't come until your hands are empty. I know it feels risky. I know the unknown makes your heart race. But do you really think I would lead you into loss? Everything I ask you to release is because I have something better in motion. You want overflow, but you're still clinging to crumbs. You want the next level, but you're still protecting what I told you to leave behind. Obedience requires trust, and trust means letting me lead. Not halfway, not occasionally, not when it feels convenient. Fully. Now because I see what you can't, I know what's on the other side of your yes. A door you didn't knock on, a table you didn't build, a miracle you didn't earn, but one I prepared just for you. You keep asking me to speed things up, but the question is, will you slow down enough to listen? Because I've been speaking. I've been showing you the signs. I've been putting the right instructions right in front of you. But you've been distracted. You've been doubting. You've been delaying what should have already been done. The time is now. This is not a season for reasoning. This is a season for responding. Respond with faith. Respond with obedience. Respond with action. I'm not just calling you to obey for obedience's sake. I'm calling you to obey because what I've planned is time sensitive. Yes, time sensitive. That means if you move when I say move, you'll step right into the intersection of favor and fulfillment. But if you wait too long, you'll miss the divine window. And while I am merciful, there are some windows that only open once. Don't let fear talk you out of what I confirmed in your spirit. Don't let comfort keep you tied to delay. I am the God of acceleration. But you must be the one who obeys when it's uncomfortable. Miracles are not delayed because I'm slow. They're delayed when you hesitate. But the moment you obey, heaven shifts. Suddenly, things start to align. Suddenly, hearts begin to open. Suddenly, doors swing wide. Suddenly, what seemed impossible becomes undeniable. That is what I'm about to do. You've cried long enough. You've wandered long enough. You've prayed, fasted, begged. But now I am saying, obey. And it will come quickly, powerfully, undeniably. This is the hour of acceleration, not by might, not by manipulation, not by striving, but by my spirit. Through your obedience. Even now, I'm stirring something in your soul. You feel the urgency. You feel the pull. That's not anxiety. That's divine momentum. I'm calling you out of delay, out of indecision, out of the endless cycles, and into breakthrough, into clarity, into miracles that arrive ahead of schedule. Because I'm not trying to harm you. I'm trying to advance you. Your miracle is already formed, already released, already assigned to your name. Now I'm just waiting for your obedience to give it permission to manifest. So don't wait. Don't waver. Do the last thing I told you to do, even if it's small, even if it seems like it doesn't matter. Because small obediences unlock major miracles. And I'm not a man that I should lie. What I spoke over you, I will perform, but only if you move when I speak. So rise now. Return to what I told you. Do it fully. Do it quickly. Do it with faith. And you will not have to wait long, because the moment obedience touches your feet, breakthrough touches your house. Listen closely, my child. Delayed obedience is still disobedience, and every time you hesitate, you open the door to confusion, to warfare that wasn't necessary, to pain I never intended for you to carry. But when you obey instantly, you activate my protection. You step under a covering that no demon can penetrate. You step into a flow that no man can block. You step into the pace of heaven. And I tell you this now, there are things I'm releasing at the speed of your surrender. Yes, your surrender is the schedule. Your obedience is the clock. Your yes is the green light in the spirit. You keep looking at the calendar, but I'm watching your heart. I'm not measuring time the way you do. I'm measuring trust, because to obey me means you trust me, not just with words, not just with songs, but with your next move, even when you don't know where it's leading. Even when it feels like a step into the unknown. I am the God of the unknown. I go before you. I see the end from the beginning, and I know how to get you there faster than you expected. If you'll just follow me, Some of you are still walking in circles because you only obey when it's easy. But I'm calling you to obey when it's costly, when it means walking away from what's comfortable, when it means doing what scares you, when it means trusting me with everything. There is an order to this miracle. There's a reason I told you to take that step. There's a reason I told you to forgive, to give, to go, to release. That instruction was not random. It was the exact key to the door you've been pounding on. You've asked me why it's taking so long, but I'm asking you, why haven't you done what I told you? I'm not angry, I'm not punishing you. I'm simply trying to position you, because what I'm about to do requires your full attention, your full obedience, your full surrender. Partial obedience delays total breakthrough. And I love you too much to let you settle for less. That's why I keep tugging on your spirit. That's why you can't shake this word. Because it's not just a message, it's a divine interruption. I am interrupting your fear, interrupting your excuses, interrupting your patterns, so you can step into the suddenly that has your name on it. Yes, there is a miracle that's already written into your timeline, but you must obey to step into it. And the moment you obey, I will redeem the time. I will restore what was lost. I will recover what was stolen. I will renew what was dying. You will not miss what I have for you if you obey now, not tomorrow, not after another confirmation, not after you feel comfortable. Now, because this obedience is not just about you, it's about generations. It's about legacy. It's about deliverance for your bloodline. When you obey, you break chains they couldn't. You cross lines they were too afraid to cross. You step into a promise they died waiting for. That's why the enemy fights your obedience so hard. Because he knows what's on the other side of it. He knows one step of obedience can silence years of demonic delay. So he distracts you. He confuses you. He makes you second guess what you know I said, but not anymore. Today, I am strengthening your resolve. Today, I am igniting your spirit again. Today, I am whispering the same instruction because my plan hasn't changed. The miracle is still waiting, but now it's within reach, closer than ever. So close, obedience is all that's left. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for agreement. Will you agree with me? Will you obey fully, quickly, joyfully? Because the sooner you obey, the faster it comes. And when it comes, no man, no devil, no force on earth will be able to stop what I release. I am not a God of delay. I am a God of divine order. And sometimes what looks like delay is really me protecting the timing. But now, the moment is near. The window is opening. And your obedience will determine if you walk through it or watch it pass by. You've prayed for acceleration, but you didn't realize obedience is the fuel. Obey me, and watch how fast I move. The moment your feet touch the place I told you to go, the blessing will meet you there. The moment you give what I told you to release, the provision will overflow. The moment you forgive who hurt you, peace will flood your house. It's not magic. It's not random. It's divine law. When you move at my word, creation responds. The earth aligns. Heaven releases. Hell retreats. I didn't bring you this far to tease you. I brought you here to see if you'll trust me with the next step. Not the whole staircase, just the next step. Because some of you are waiting for more instructions before you obey the first one. But I speak in order. I reveal as you move. Your miracle is not in more information. It's in faithful application. What did I already tell you? Go back. Go back to that last moment you felt me pull on your heart. What did I whisper? What did I nudge you to do? It's still waiting there. The blessing is frozen where your obedience paused. But the moment you move again, the flow will resume. I don't change my mind. I finish what I start, but I require your agreement to complete it. Yes, it may feel small. Yes, it may feel foolish, but I use foolish things to confound the wise. What feels insignificant to you is the exact thing I'm using to unlock the floodgates. The widow's oil wasn't enough until she obeyed. The loaves and fish were too little until they were surrendered. Naaman was still sick until he dipped in obedience. And you, my child, you are one act of surrender away from the shift you've been crying out for. Obedience is not punishment, it's positioning. I'm trying to place you under the spout where the glory is about to pour out, but you've got to get into position. That means letting go of pride. That means laying down control. That means trusting me, not just with your spirit, but with your steps. I'm not looking for robotic action, I'm looking for heartfelt surrender. Because when your obedience flows from love, I bless it without measure. I'll make up for lost time. I'll redeem the seasons you mourned. I'll restore what seemed gone forever. But I'm still waiting for your move. Don't look at others. This is not their miracle. This is yours, and no one else can obey for you. You're not late, but you're at the edge, and the next step is going to determine everything. This is where history shifts. This is where the atmosphere changes. This is where cycles break. I've been preparing this moment for years. You just didn't see it. But I've been aligning the background, arranging the right people, closing the wrong doors, making sure the stage was set. And now, it's your cue. All of heaven is watching. The angels are leaning forward. They're waiting for one sound. Your yes. Say yes. Move now. Obey fully. And what would have taken years will take days. What you thought was impossible will become your new testimony. And they'll ask, how did this happen so fast? And you will say, I obeyed God, and the miracle came ahead of schedule. Do you feel that? The atmosphere is changing. It's not your imagination. It's the winds of suddenly beginning to stir. Because your obedience is unlocking things behind the veil. Things you couldn't see. Things you didn't even know were stuck. But I knew, and I waited for this moment. I waited for the sound of your surrender, the kind that isn't half-hearted, the kind that doesn't ask for signs, the kind that says, even if I don't understand, I trust you anyway. That's what moves me. That's what turns the tide in your favor. That's what shortens the waiting season. You keep thinking it'll take a long time, but I've never needed time. I only need access. And when you obey, you give me full access to move without restriction. Obedience gives me legal right to step into the affairs of your life and overturn everything the enemy planned against you. It's not just a decision, it's a summons to heaven. When you obey, you're not just shifting your life, you're commanding angels, you're shaking systems, you're pulling destiny into the present. Do not underestimate what one act of obedience can do. Walls can fall, curses can break, wombs can open, debt can be erased, pain can be healed, relationships can be restored. But the enemy wants you to delay it because he knows what's coming if you move. He knows what you'll walk into. He sees the glow of breakthrough around you. He hears the sound of favor approaching your house. So of course he sends doubt. Of course he sends fear. Of course he whispers, wait, just a little longer. But I say, now. This is not a time to analyze. This is not a time to play it safe. This is a time to move with bold faith, because I'm doing a quick work, a supernatural shift, an accelerated harvest. And if you'll trust me with this next step, you will look back in awe. You'll wonder why you ever hesitated. You'll see that what I asked you to release was nothing compared to what I had prepared. There are blessings stored in realms your eyes have never seen, and I've kept them hidden for such a time as this, because I needed to know. Will you obey when it's not easy? Will you trust me when it doesn't make sense? Will you move without needing all the answers? Because that's faith, that's love. That's what moves the hand of heaven. You don't need to feel perfect. You just need to feel willing. I'll give you the strength. I'll give you the grace. I'll give you the confirmation along the way. But you must move first. And as you do, you will feel something break. You will feel a release in your spirit. You will feel momentum return. Yes, momentum. Because some of you have been stuck, circling the same mountain for too long. But I declare, as you obey, the cycle is breaking. The dry season is ending. The warfare is lifting. The delays are unraveling. And it's not because you pushed harder. It's because you finally surrendered. I don't need your strength. I need your yes. I don't need your plan. I need your permission. And when I have it, I will do what no man could do for you. In less time than you thought, in greater measure than you prayed for, in a way that leaves no doubt. God did this. So hear me again. If you obey, the miracle will arrive sooner than expected. Some of you are closer than you think. So close that one more act of obedience will collapse the wall the enemy built to stop you. So close that one more yes will cause the heavens to pour what they've been holding back. Don't let your senses deceive you. Don't let delay lie to you. Don't let the silence trick you into quitting. Because even now I am moving behind the scenes. I am talking to people about you. I am opening rooms you haven't even entered. I am arranging resources that will seem to come from nowhere, but they're not random. They're a response to your obedience. Obedience moves me like few things can. It shows me that you're not just chasing a miracle, you're chasing me. You're not just after my hand. You want my heart. And that's what I've been waiting for. Because I'm not a vending machine. I'm not here for transaction. I'm here for transformation. And it begins with your willingness to obey even when it costs you something. Some of you are still holding on to what I told you to let go of. You've made idols out of fear, comfort, control, reputation. But none of that can carry you where I'm about to take you. I need you light. I need you ready. I need you free. And obedience is what breaks the chains. Not effort, not performance, not striving, obedience. When you do what I ask, you step into a supernatural alignment where everything starts to flow. Doors open. Favor finds you. People bless you without understanding why. Because you're not walking in your own strength anymore. You're walking under my authority. That's what obedience brings, divine authority. You'll command storms to be still, and they will listen. You'll lay hands on what's dead, and it will rise again. Because your yes makes room for my glory to manifest. I am calling you now not just to obey once, but to live a life of obedience. That's where the miracle doesn't just visit, it dwells. That's where overflow becomes your normal. That's where peace becomes your portion. That's where power flows without interruption. But don't expect the enemy to applaud. He will always attack the moment you decide to fully surrender, because he knows obedient children are dangerous. You become a threat to darkness. You become a carrier of light. You become a walking miracle. And you won't have to chase anything. Blessings will chase you. As it is written, if you fully obey the Lord your God, These blessings will overtake you. I want to overtake you. I want to overwhelm you with answers so sudden you'll fall to your knees in awe. I want to release such favor, even your enemies will have to testify this was God. But it begins with obedience, not tomorrow, not when you feel more spiritual. Now, because some miracles don't have a long shelf life, some doors won't stay open forever. This is a moment of visitation, and I don't want you to miss it. So rise up, shake off hesitation, silence the doubt, and move. Move in faith. Move in love. Move because you trust me more than your fear. And as you do, what you thought would take a lifetime will happen in a moment. Because I told you already, if you obey, the miracle will arrive sooner than expected. You don't have to beg me. You don't have to bargain with me. I'm already willing. I'm already ready. The miracle is prepared. But are you positioned? Obedience is not about earning. It's about alignment. You could fast for 40 days, but if you still refuse to obey, you'll delay what I already said was yours, because the blessing is voice activated, and the voice I'm waiting for is yours, saying yes. Say yes, even when it stretches you. Say yes, even when you're tired of waiting. Say yes, and watch me move so fast you won't be able to contain the joy. Some of you are waiting for confirmation, but I already gave you the command. I already told you what to do. Now I'm watching to see if you trust me enough to do it without needing to feel ready. Because you'll never feel fully ready to obey a God-sized instruction. That's why it's called faith. Faith obeys before the feelings catch up. Faith moves when logic says wait. Faith says, even if I lose everything, I'd rather walk with God than stay in safety without Him. And if you'll live like that, there will be nothing withheld from you. No good thing, no open door, no supernatural provision. Because I reward those who believe I am and obey like they know it's true. I see your heart. I know your desire to do my will. I see how hard it's been. But I also see the fire inside you trying to rise again. Let it rise. Let obedience fan the flame. Let this be the moment you finally stop waiting for ideal conditions, because the wind is shifting, because the tide is turning, because I'm moving now, and the faster you obey, the faster it will manifest. Some of you are going to see what should have taken 10 years happen in 10 weeks. You'll receive a call that changes everything. You'll wake up to news that answers every prayer. You'll walk into rooms you never applied for. You'll see favor that makes no sense to man, but perfect sense to heaven. Because when you obey me, I don't just bless you. I accelerate you. What others had to labor for, you'll receive by grace. What others had to fight to earn, I'll lay at your feet. Not because you're perfect, but because you're obedient. That's the key. That's the difference. That's what separates those who watch miracles from those who walk in them. So take the step. Make the call. Release what I told you to release. Start what I placed in your spirit. No more waiting. No more doubting. No more rehearsing the fear. I am with you. I will back you. I will cover you. I will show up right in the middle of your movement and blow your mind. This is your moment. You asked me when. You cried, God, when will it happen? And I have answered you with this, when you obey. Not because I am withholding, but because I am protecting the weight of your promise. You can't carry glory while clinging to rebellion. Obedience isn't punishment. It's positioning. It's not restriction. It's realignment. When you obey me, you shift dimensions. You leave the natural realm and step into the realm of divine speed. That's why the enemy fights it so hard. Because obedience breaks time. It overrides process. It causes what should have been impossible to happen like it was always meant to be. And that's what I want for you. I want to do the impossible. I want to shock you with my goodness. I want to set you up in front of everyone who said you missed your chance. But it begins with trust. You cannot say you trust me if you refuse to follow me. You cannot call me Lord and still lead yourself. So today I'm asking you again, will you obey me? Even when it costs, even when it hurts, even when it stretches every part of your faith. Because the ones I use the most are the ones who obey the fastest. I'm not just after compliance, I'm after connection. Your obedience is not just about tasks, it's about intimacy. When you obey, you draw near to me. You make room for my spirit to dwell freely. You silence the noise and tune in to the sound of destiny. I know you've been through a long season. I know you've waited patiently. I know it looked like nothing was happening. But behind the silence, I've been building something eternal. Something not just for you, but through you. Because your life is a testimony in motion. Every act of obedience is writing a story someone else will one day need to read. Every sacrifice is echoing into generations you'll never meet. You are not just making a decision, you are shifting the course of history. And I know that sounds heavy, but I've given you the grace to carry it. You were never meant to stay stuck. You were never meant to live beneath your calling. You were born for impact. You were created for breakthrough. But it requires full surrender. No more half obedience. No more delayed responses. No more negotiating with what I told you to leave behind. Because you cannot walk into your future while dragging the baggage of disobedience. Let it go. Whatever it is, let it go. The fear, the pride, the need for approval, the idol of comfort. They are not worth the miracle. What I have for you is holy. It cannot be mixed with compromise. It cannot rest on divided loyalty. It will only rest where obedience lives. And I say to you again, as soon as you obey, I will move. Faster than they said, sooner than you planned, greater than you prayed. I will release what has been restrained. I will pour what has been held back. I will cause the miracle to rush into your life with the force of my glory behind it. You will stand in awe, not just at what I did, but how quickly I did it. Because I'm not bound by earthly timing. I am the God of acceleration. I don't need 10 years. I only need your yes. Think of Abraham. One yes shifted nations. Think of Esther. One yes saved a people. Think of Mary. One yes birthed a Savior. Now think of you. What could your yes unlock? You've been asking for confirmation, but here it is. This word is your sign. The tug in your spirit right now, that's me. The stirring in your chest, that's the Holy Spirit. You know what I told you to do. You've known for a while. Now it's time to act, to move, to obey without looking back. I will not let you fall. I will not abandon you. I will not lead you into ruin. I am leading you to miracle territory, to doors no man can shut, to favor no system can block, to healing no doctor can explain, to provision no bank account could ever hold. And it's coming, sooner than expected. Because I honor obedience, because I reward those who move when I speak, because I delight in those who trust me more than their own understanding. I see your heart. I see the tears you never cried in public. I see the pressure no one else noticed. And I'm here to tell you, I haven't forgotten you. I've been waiting for your obedience to finish what your prayers began. Now the time has come. Take the step, do the thing, say the yes, because on the other side is the miracle you've been waiting your whole life to see. And when it comes, You'll know it wasn't chance. You'll know it wasn't luck. You'll know it was me. And you'll say, it came faster than I thought, just like he said it would, because I keep my word, and I always move on time, especially when your obedience opens the door. Yes, my child, if you obey, the miracle will arrive sooner than expected. This is the moment I have been preparing you for. This is not the end. This is your divine acceleration point. Everything before this was preparation. Every delay was training. Every test was a setup for the miracle I am now releasing. You've cried, you've waited, you've wondered, but now you will see what happens when obedience meets divine timing. Heaven is already in motion. The answer is not coming. It's already been dispatched. But your obedience is the landing strip, and now the path is clear. You've repented, you've listened, you've surrendered, and now I will do what only I can do. I will exceed what you imagined. I will break the timeline you feared. I will accelerate the promise and do it so suddenly that even your enemies will be silenced. They mocked your obedience. They whispered behind your back. They said, if God was with them, why haven't they seen results? They will see now. They will see the fruit of your secret. Yes, they will witness the power of a heart fully yielded. I never forgot your labor. I never ignored your pain. I never turned away when you whispered, God, I trust you, even when I don't understand. Those words moved me. That kind of faith shakes the heavens. That kind of surrender unlocks the miraculous. You have stepped into divine release. The shift has already begun. Don't measure what I'm about to do by what you've seen before. This is not a repeat. This is a revelation. This is the manifestation of everything I promised when no one else was listening. I have not lied. I have not changed my mind. I have not forgotten what I said over your life. Though others gave up on you, I didn't. Though you questioned your own future, I never did. You are exactly where you need to be. Even the detours became destiny because you stayed open to my voice. You stayed soft. You stayed humble. You stayed willing. And now I will reward you openly. You will see increase without explanation. You will walk in rooms without credentials. You will receive answers without delay. Because this is my reward for your obedience. The kind of obedience that no one else applauded. The kind of obedience that cost you comfort, friends, and reputation. The kind of obedience that came with tears on the pillow and silence in the night. I saw it all, and I'm answering now. My child, this is not just about one miracle. This is a miracle season. This is a cycle-breaking season. This is a door-flinging season. This is a momentum-building season that will set your life on a completely different trajectory. Your name is being spoken in places you haven't even dreamed of. Your hands are being prepared to carry more than you thought possible. But you will not be crushed. You will not be overwhelmed. Because this time, you are moving in my strength, not your own. The favor that's coming will not destroy your character. The elevation that's coming will not cause your heart to drift. Because you've been purified by the process. And the process was not punishment, it was preservation. I kept you hidden until you were ready. I protected the promise until your spirit was strong enough to carry it. And now, you're ready. You're ready for the overflow. You're ready for the influence. You're ready for the doors, the miracles, the responsibility, the glory. And all of it is coming sooner than expected. You will not have to chase it. It will find you. It will overtake you. You'll wake up to answered prayers. You'll walk through weeks where every day feels like a new beginning. You'll feel my wind behind every step, because the season has shifted, because your yes has released my hand, and now I command every force of delay, be broken. I command every hindrance, be removed. I command every demonic interference, get out of the way. Because my child has obeyed, because my child has trusted me, because my child has passed the test. Let it be known in heaven and earth, this is a miracle in motion, and it will come so quickly, you'll barely have time to adjust. Your mind will race to catch up with what your spirit already knows. This is God. This is favor. This is divine recompense. Every seed now reaping, every prayer now rising, every delay now undone. Because obedience doesn't just please me, it activates me. And I am moving now. I am shifting the timeline. I am overriding the report. I am bending the rules, the laws, and the systems in your favor. This miracle will not take long. This answer will not tarry. This breakthrough will not stall. Because the obedience was real, and so is my response. You will testify. You will weep in worship. You will say with joy, I didn't know it would come so fast. And I will smile and whisper, I told you. If you obey, the miracle will arrive sooner than expected. So now I say, get ready. Make room, stretch your faith, clear the distractions, open wide the gates of your heart. Because you're not about to be blessed, you're about to be overtaken. And when it comes, don't forget to return to this place. Don't forget to give me glory. Don't forget to let others know that I still move, I still speak, I still reward obedience. Tell them, share it, testify boldly. And yes, my child, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because through this very place I will continue to send my messages to your soul. This is the well I've chosen to speak through. This is the stream I will use to water your future, so stay connected. And remember, if you obey, the miracle will arrive sooner than expected. And now, it's already on the way.